they just have it in their blood, or they just grow up like that, or it's like they're learning from something. They said without even knowing this first time, as it in their blood.
That's why they're very special people. We're not saying everyone, we're not saying majority. It doesn't matter. I don't want to argue about all these kinds of things. Of course they're like people, they're liberal. I'm talking about where we went to. Yes. Correct? Okay. This kind of manners also you cannot really find in so many Muslim countries. You cannot. I came from a Muslim country myself. I was surrounded by Muslim countries when I was growing up. Can't really. Why is that? What is it that the manners that they have? Are they born with it? No one is everyone is born with something, but it is also the surroundings that makes it to be. Okay? And they have both. They're born with it because they have a tradition of hundreds of years, 1,000 years. They're born with that, and they're surrounded by that too. Like over there, certain places that we went to, you have to go out of your way to really run after your ego. You have to go out of your way. Over here, we cannot take 2 steps without seeing things that is disobedient to Allah, that is pulling your nafs, your shawat, and your desires and this, correct? Over there, it's not, because the whole system is a little bit different. It's trying to be like here, of course, but it's going to take some time also. And there is also the protection that I was thinking about this today. One of the things that they talk about, the Turkish nation, which, by the way, the Turkish nation, you cannot really even pinpoint what is Turkish. Because when you look in the streets of in Turkey, in Istanbul, in anywhere, you see people who look completely Chinese, they're Turkish, people completely European, they're Turkish, completely dark, this, and everyone is. So that is what is called Osmanlı. And of course everyone speaks the language and everyone is, okay, that's fine. But I'm saying that there are also different types of people, but they have something that is in common. Okay? So I'm not saying there's also to just say, oh, they are the best, they're more superior. No, I'm taking lesson from it. You understand? We're taking lesson from it. So I was thinking today, because one of the things that they talk about the Turkish people, they say they don't read too much. Yeah? They say they're not a nation of readers. They don't read. And I'm thinking, read what? What? The news that is filled with confusion? Which they do, if anything. They are reading and they're keeping that politics and everything, they're very concerned. So read what? Magazines, like fashion magazines? What? Stories, novels, fiction? Yeah. What do they, number one, when you're working 15 hours a day, you don't have too much time to read. You're struggling to pay your bills, well, you don't have too much time to read. And what is it that we are Muslims? The most important thing to read is the Quran. Read, if you have time, read the Quran, read some hadith, make some zikr. Why we should be just following something that somebody says we should be doing. But when they have time, what do I see the people that they're doing? They love to interact. They love to talk to each other. They love to share. They have sohbat. They have companionship. They have muhabbat. And what does that do? You know, a child, when you're raising a child, the child doesn't socialize, doesn't know how to socialize until 10 years old, 20 years old. It's kind of weird, right? After that. Whenever the child knows how to socialize, like children, mostly, let's say, coming from a big family, they socialize, they know. They become more intelligent because they say, I'm not just living for me, I'm also living and understanding this one is like this one is like this one and this one is like this one is like this. So you become more intelligent. You're understanding people's mentality, their likes, their dislikes, you from a very young age. Now, they like doing that. Okay? And straight and sincere, not in a fake, nice sort of way, which, sad to say, there are a lot of Muslims who are like that. Very sweet, very nice, fake nice, come to me, ya habibi, you know, but after you go and then they just turn to be like this. Do you know what I mean? They are curious, they talk, they say straight, you know, they say. There's a different quality. We need to learn. We need to pick up. This is a holy order from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We've created you into different nations so that you learn from each other. And you grew up like that. You grew up like that. And there is still very strong, it is still a very strong Muslim country. I went for what, maybe 3 Jummahs there. There's so many masjids. Everywhere there's a masjid. There's a jami, everywhere. So many, right? Jummah time is all packed. But we still see 70% of the men, they're still outside, not attending Jummah. And I'm thinking, if all the jamis are packed, imagine, and it's only 30% going, imagine if 70% are going. Imagine if 90% of the men are going. Imagine if everyone goes. How strong that's going to be. So this jami also is needed, it's still being used. It's not turned into a museum. That means it is still very alive. And they don't need to make new ones, to demolish the old ones and make new ones, because these ones have been there for hundreds of years. Countless alims and ulamas and awliyas and imams and sheikhs and padishahs, and they're there, the blessing that. So you grow up like that. Because their idea of dunya is also very different. We are very special, yani, living in America. We don't understand how special we are. Our relationship with dunya. Because so many countries don't have that same kind of relationship. What are we being busy with? You turn on the television, this sale is happening, this new movie is coming out, this new food is coming out, this celebrity is busy with this politician is busy with this celebrity. You understand all these things? All these things, they don't concern the average people there. And if you say you must be concerned, they find it really stupid. Why should be concerned? Over here, 50, 60, 70-year-old people, they still go to the movies to watch comic book superheroes, right? It's unthinkable over there. Yeah, of course, there are some people who go there, but generally, it's like unthinkable. I tell them, like, this is what they do. They laughed. They say, really? I said, yeah. You know, people who they have no life. Because there is no sohbat, there is no muhabbat. So, here I'm talking about, there's no sohbat, there's no muhabbat. From families to friends to communities, there's none of that. Fake kind of thing. So people then become very lonely, become very miserable. And the only time when they can really have some sort of contact, and don't look down on them too, is when they go to the mall. And they talk to the checkout counter girl. They dress and they go, old people. That is very poor. You understand? Oh, they're very hardworking. They work. So that one, I like him because he's at Ayub Sultan. I saw him the first time. He's a cleaner. I mean, what a blessed job it is. We're going there. We make friends with him. He was very happy. Imagine how many people going there not even looking at people like that. But we've been taught otherwise. Correct or no? We're not going to the jami to look at the imam or this or that. We're looking to see those ones that Allah and His Prophet, the awliya Allah, they love, but the rest of society, they look down on them. We're looking for those ones. Because those are the first ones that the Prophet came to. Those are the ones who supported the Prophet. So there is a maturity. When I mean that, when they don't read, what I mean also by that is they don't try to be like other people. You understand? To read a story and then pretend you're that person. you pretend that you have those feelings, you pretend that you have those understandings. They don't, they just become themselves. You don't try to look at fiction, okay, and try to make their lives to be like that. So there's a lot of, when we have that, then it's still strong. And that kind of adab is just considered normal. When you get into Islamic adab, it's completely different. When you get to tariqat adab, you cannot even come close. When you look at tariqat adab, then you say these people must really be ahli jannat already. Of course, there are so many things that are working against it now, trying to, but they're trying. Well, you still see it's still there. It's a lot of effort on the part of people who have the authority, and the power to keep all these things also. Allah make it easy for them, inshallah. So that's it. For over 500 years, they are colored by the color of tasawwuf. They are colored by the color of the Holy Prophet ﷺ and his manners, and they still keep that. It's the only empire in the world that is an empire of tasawwuf. So people hold manners to be more important, and still keeping it. Allah forgive me and bless you, inshallah. Al-Fatiha.